Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good, and we're going to talk today about 10 characters that you don't need in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And I am going to guarantee right now that I'm going to get arguments on every single one of these characters. Someone out there is going to tell me, I use this character for this thing, and they're amazing, and they do awesome things, and that's great. Congratulations. I'm just here to tell folks that are new to the game, that are mid-gamers, that just bought some Lightspeed bundles, like the Shadows of the Empire Lightspeed bundle. I just want to tell you about some characters that you do not need. You're not going to need to upgrade these characters or take them further or put Zetas on them or move them forward in the game or add any more relic levels. You don't need these characters to be successful in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We're going to start right here with Zeb, who may be my most controversial one. I know that Zeb is really good in the Thrawn event. When you're doing the Thrawn event, when all your characters are like Gear 9, Gear 10, and you're struggling with those early Phoenix because you don't have Captain Rex, Zeb is a pretty good add on that team because with his basic, he's going to be dazing and then stunning. You get a lot of stuns with Zeb in the Thrawn event. I get it. Congratulations. Well done. You're a happy, good person. But the problem is, then he doesn't fit anywhere else. Now that Captain Rex is in the game, and probably even before Captain Rex, the primary Phoenix team that people are using with Captain Rex is Hera, Captain Rex, Kanan, Chopper, and Sabine. And then maybe Ezra at the end. Now, some people put Zeb in, and I've heard people tell me that he works really well in the military might assault battles, but you can use CLS in that too. If you don't have the CLS, maybe they're using, I don't know, because he stuns people, whatever. But the problem with Zeb is that he doesn't really fit on that I guess the meta Phoenix team. And he doesn't really fit anywhere else either. Like Ezra, if you're not using him with a Phoenix, you can use him on a Jedi team, and he'll be okay. He can fit in on a Jedi team. He can do all right. Sabine, you're not using her anywhere else. She can fit over on a Mandalorian team. You know, she does a good job on a Mandalorian team. And then the others, Hera, Captain Rex, Chopper, Kanan, they're kind of required, you know, for that primary Phoenix team. You just maybe can put Zeb in there as the fifth. It's just that you don't need him. You don't need him. You could put... Sabine's the ideal fit, and I think that Ezra is a better fit than Zeb even on that team. It just... Yeah, argue with me, call me dumb, say that you use Zeb, that's fine, I have no problem with it. You just don't need Zeb. And if you bought the Shadows of the Empire bundle and he's Relic 3, just leave him there and move on with your life. And every now and then you plug him in because you need him. Just generally, you don't really have to do much with Zeb once you've got him. And if you get Thrawn with him, great, move on with your life, you don't need Zeb. Teebo. Teebo is a character that, I've said this a bunch before, I'll say it again. When he first came out, when the Rancor raid, the original Rancor raid came out, he was the original way that you used to get big points in the Rancor raid because he strips turn meter both with his basic here and also with his bring low removes 60% turn meter. So you use this to remove the turn meter for the Rancor and get a bunch of turns. But ever since CLS came out, because CLS does the same thing with his basic and his second special, removes all the turn meter, ever since CLS came out, Teebo has been an afterthought. And I see so many new players and people going after 3PO that are gearing up Teebo because Teebo is easy to farm, right? He's in the Galactic War Shop, I believe. There is Galactic War Store is Teebo. Easy to farm, easy to get your hands on. And then once you get him, he does nothing. He's not good in the C-3PO event. You should be farming Wicket instead. You can get Paplu and Ewok Elder and Logray in the Guild Activity Store. Congratulations. You got to farm Chirpa with Cantina Energy. Then people try to go cheap on Teebo in the Galactic War Store. But the problem is by going cheap, you end up spending a bunch of extra gear that you don't have to spend on it if you go get Wicket and farm him with regular energy. Teebo's no good. You don't need him. You don't need him after. If you get Princess Nisa... You don't need him on. He just doesn't fit anywhere. He's not a good character in the game anymore. He doesn't really fall into place anymore. Don't bother with Teebo. Don't go and get him. Hey, here, Zbar mission. We all know you love KOTOR. We know you're a huge KOTOR fan. We know that you want Zbar mission to be awesome. Congratulations. They just don't fit anywhere in the game. Now, you will need to level them up and gear them up for Jedi Knight Revan, and then a little farther gear, I think to 17,500 on at least one of them, in order to get Darth Malak. I looked it up. In the event, you got to have 5 Old Republic characters at 17,500 galactic power or higher. Well, if you bought the bundles, you bought the Radis bundle, well, then you've got T3 and 4 already at Relic 3 or whatever, or Relic 5, whatever you use to get that. And then you get Jedi Knight Revan, you get Bas-Lashan. You should just get Zbar or Mission to probably Zbar to the minimum 17,500, and then move on. Move on. I have seen people relic Zbar early in the game because they love KOTOR. I guess if you're farming just because you love KOTOR and you want to get Mission and Zbar up, congratulations, they don't really fit anywhere in the game. And I guess they were also out there for the Crate Dragon raid. I don't believe in farming specific characters for raids when they don't fit into other places in the game. Whatever, Mission and Zbar, once you get them up there for Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Malak, you can just leave them and move on with your life. Omega, hey, Omega is a character, when she came out, everybody's like, whoa, because the Bad Batch were a really good team at the time. Everybody's like, is she going to make the Bad Batch even better? And the answer was no. No. All of her abilities, like, it feels like they're going to benefit the Bad Batch, and maybe in TW or Territory Battles they do. Territory Battles Omicrons, who, if you're adding Territory Battles Omicrons, please let me know. Like, I don't mean like one of them to make sense. If you are like dialed in on Territory Battles Omicrons, I'd love to hear from you. That'd be great. Anywho, she just kind of sits there as an extra piece, and you don't need to farm her. You can just farm the other 4 Bad Batch and be just fine. If you want to throw a 5th in, you can throw Cody in there. He doesn't fit in Cody, and Clone Sergeant don't fit anywhere else. Maybe I know the 3v3 they fit with Rex. Great, Captain Rex. Anyway, throw one of those in there. You don't need to bother farming Omega. She doesn't really fit anywhere. She doesn't really add much to the Bad Batch team. If you're farming Bad Batch, you're farming Lord Vader, you don't need to add Omega to your farm. You can just put some other guys in there, or just go with a 4-person Bad Batch team. You'll be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Viss Mar, a lot of you guys have invested in the Starkiller bundle here recently, or were gifted the Starkiller bundle. A lot of you, have, well, anyway, she only really goes to the Starkiller team. People put her on the Starkiller team. But I don't even know if she really adds even all that much to the Starkiller team. She's just kind of an extra piece. And yeah, if you don't know that you should kill her first to make sure she can't revive anybody, who on you? You know, she has a revive mechanic. She revives the people on the team. If she's at 100% health after she gains 35% health, she revives a random ally. Great. Congratulations. I just feel like if you bought bundles, you can plug Scavenger Ray into that team just as easily, and it really had little to no impact on the team. Viss Mar, to me, is a side farm of a character that you got to go out of your way to get. She doesn't fit into any farm. She doesn't really fall anywhere. Okay, yeah, you love KOTOR. Congratulations. She doesn't really fit, and you don't need her for. She's kind of a nice to have, an extra, whatever, a place to plug a character where you need to use an UFU in a light side UFU. You need to use Scavenger Ray somewhere else. Good, great, get her. I just don't think you should be investing gear and energy and whatever else that you got to invest in Viss Mar to get her on the Starkiller team. Just leave her. Go plug a different light side online. Go plug Scavenger Ray. Go plug a light side online Force user into the Starkiller team that is needed for other farms as well. You don't need Viss Mar for anything. Just skip Viss Mar. You don't need it. You don't need it. You got other stuff going on. Boba Fett, Sina Django, the biggest, long, slimy turd character that Conquest has ever given us. Everybody was so excited for him. He was great in the Mando show. We were all excited for the TV show. It was a huge slimy turd. His character is a huge slimy turd. Yeah, some of you endgamers are using him, and you've got some uses because you need some other bounty hunters, other places. So he plugs into a bounty hunter team, and he's fine in a bounty hunter team. He just doesn't really do much in the game that's extra special. I feel like he should be added to a fleet lineup and shoot a rocket out of his shoot his rocket and like auto eliminate one of the ships, right? Like he did in Mando. Like give him a fleet auto kill, right? That'd be great. Do that. Like he just pops on the screen and goes, I'm not wearing hockey pads, and then he launches a missile at the Imperial TIE fighter, and boom, it's gone. You know, whatever. And then he bows out. He's not there anymore. I don't know. Boba Fett, Sina Django. You don't need him. Even if you get through Conquest and Proving Grounds, you activate him. I'm leaving him at level 1. You don't need him for your bounty hunter teams. He's just an extra to have in the end game, and that's all there is to it for Boba Fett, Sina Django. Next on our list, Second Sister. And yeah, you do need Second Sister at Relic 5 to get the Grand Inquisitor. Congratulations, you got the Grand Inquisitor. Now you don't need Second Sister. She doesn't fit anywhere. She does have a ship. She has the TIE Interceptor. And yeah, this is important for Rising Empire territory battles. I've been told. I just got my side the other day. So I guess I need to be using the TIE Interceptor in Rising Empire territory battles for those first mission on the dark side to get some stuff for my guild. Great. You know, that's tremendous. Other than that, the TIE Interceptor is kind of a nice to have on your Chimera fleet. Not a great to have, and you don't need Second Sister anywhere. You should not take her past Relic 5. Just get her up there for the Grand Inquisitor. Get the Grand Inquisitor. She drops off the team. You get Reva. Somebody else drops off the team. You probably Night Sister or whatever. You can plug and play Night Sister other places. You can't even really plug and play Second Sister into other teams. She doesn't fit anywhere in the game after you get Grand Inquisitor, except for as the pilot of the TIE Interceptor. Other than that, don't bother. Excuse me. Oh man, burp's going on. Get the Grand Inquisitor, and then move on with your life from Second Sister. Don't bother with her anymore. Imperial Probe Droid. I really truly believed with my heart of hearts that the Imperial Probe Droid was going to be required for the Leia Organa farm, and it wasn't. I was very, very surprised because people don't relic up and gear up Imperial Probe Droid. There was a time when it fit into like a meta counter when Darth Revan was at the top of the meta in Squad Arena. You could build a team with Imperial Probe Droid and with Grievous Imperial Probe Droid that made some sense. There just aren't really any places to put Imperial Probe Droid. And yes, some of you endgamers are using it to get some target locks out there. Congratulations. The self-destruct isn't very good anymore. Imperial Probe Droid, you get it early on in Hoth, and it just doesn't really fit anywhere. You don't need it for any farms. Maybe it'll be some Cal Kestis farm down there. I don't know. We already got Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, and it's not required for that. So I just don't know where Imperial Probe Droid fits in the game. You don't need it on your roster. Hey, new players, mid-gamers, whatever, you can just skip Imperial Probe Droid. Talia. Hey. Talia, for 7 years of the game, was one of the first 4 dark side characters that they gave you in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I don't think they're giving her away anymore. I might be wrong. You can't remember. She just doesn't have any purposes. And yes, I know some of you guys use her in Secrets and Shadows, the Assault Battle. Congratulations. You don't have to have Talia on your team for Secrets and Shadows, especially now that Mara's out. You can do it with other characters on the team, and you'll be just fine. You'll be okay without Talia on the roster. Oh, no, itchy. I'm having some burping and itching problems this morning. I apologize to everybody. Anywho, you don't really need Talia on your roster. Again, some of you guys are going to tell me you do. Aside from Secrets and Shadows, she doesn't fit onto any Night Sister team that's available or used anywhere in the game. Talia is an extra. And by the way, why is her head so tiny? Head so tiny. She's so thick down here and so thick. I mean, just so tiny. And it kind of looks okay from the side. Like it looks like normal from here. But as you scroll around, that head just seems to get tinier and tinier until you get here and it's like, man, get some meat on that face. It doesn't make any sense to me. So not only is her face tiny, you don't need her for anything. You can get by without Talia on any of your rosters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And finally, let's take a look at your pal and mine, Mace Windu. I don't know why, first of all, I don't know why they got the shiny things on his head here. It looks like a radioactive symbol on his forehead. For some reason, go take a look. It's there, I promise. And if I move him this way, like a gun, like it's not a symbol. Like we know Mace Windu doesn't have a symbol on his forehead. He's a human. But for some reason, with the way they got the shiny thing going on, I guess that Galaxy of Heroes, like when he's posing for the shot, they have like a little radiation symbol light going onto an amber color. I don't know. There's an amber colored radiation light going directly onto Mace Windu's forehead. I don't get it. Anywho, he's okay. He's fine as a Padme tank. He serves a purpose there. He does some good damage. He's not a bad character, but I really think the only reason you should relic up Mace Windu is to get him to Relic 3 for Jedi Master Kenobi. A lot of you guys love Mace Windu. I get it. I've seen people relic Mace Windu just because they love Mace Windu. I understand. But unless you're going for Jedi Master Kenobi, there's really not a lot of reason to relic him. He can fit okay into a Padme team as a tank. If you're using General Kenobi in other places, great. Congratulations. And he does everything okay here. Just nothing really special. And by the way, along with Mace Windu, the endurance is just a pile of crap. You don't need the endurance. New players, please don't spend any of your shipbuilding materials to level up the endurance. This is only if you have extra shipbuilding materials just to be an end gamer or whatever. The endurance is just not a good ship. It's not a good early ship. It's not a good mid-game ship. It's not a good late-game ship. Even though they reworked it about 9 months ago, it's just not a good ship. If you want a good early-game light side ship, just go with Home 1. Congratulations. It's a better ship to use. Even if you're going for Negotiator, just use Anakin's Edda 2 Starfighter, Ahsoka Starfighter. Use those with the Home 1. Don't bother, man. This thing isn't worth it. And even if you're using it to get, I think it's in the shipbuilding materials challenge, or it's in the shipbuilding materials challenge or the droid challenge. I don't know which one it's in. I have maxed out that challenge with a level 1 endurance. I don't need to level it up. I don't need to add any abilities to it. Everything you invest in the endurance is a waste on your roster, except unless you need the galactic power to get to 4 million. Everything else you do with the endurance is just a waste on your roster. Mace Windu's not a waste. He's just kind of a nice-to-have character later on. You don't need to relic up Mace Windu unless you're going for Jedi Master Kenobi. And there you go. There are 10 characters you don't need in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Please, of course, tell me 2 things in the comments. 1, why I'm wrong about these characters and why 1 or more of them are awesome on your roster. And then 2, give me some more characters. If this is successful, I'll come out. I can do this probably. I can probably make a series out of this. 10 characters you don't. We can do more of these. I got more all loaded up and ready to go. So, hey, let me know what you think of these characters. I'd love to hear about it. I hope you have a great day. I'll definitely talk to you soon. Always, of course, remember, Nooch Too Good.